Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high level game of StarCraft 2 on the European Grandmaster ladder. Bottom left, as the red Zerg player, we have, well, his name is MyNameIs. That's it's a great name here for the Zerg player. In the top right, as the blue Terran, we have Djorix, the Terran Grandmaster player hailing from the Netherlands, opening up here with a quick Reaper expand as MyNameIs opens up with a, what it is? Just a quick hatchery first, with that fast third base as well. So the map is 2k atmospheres. So this is not the highest level of Grandmaster. It's not. It's rank 150, 140, and these games tend to be kind of wild. These games tend to be all over the place, and they tend not to be as theoretically sound as the high level games that most people might be familiar with. But what they lack in skill and perfection, perhaps, they often make up for in pure entertainment, and I hope to see a very entertaining game here as Djorix is microing his Reaper, makes sure that he sees if there's a hatchery or not, spots the hatch, says okay, there's a third base, no need to worry. Third CC goes down here on the side of the Terran player, and the question now is, what will we be seeing from here? Are we going to see a starport, a second barracks? No, it's going to be a starport. No second gas being constructed yet, though. Makes me believe that this is not going to be Banshee, but instead we might be seeing a Viking as a starting unit here. Completely viable play. First Hellion gets constructed, first two Hellions get constructed before the second gas. Now this is something that we actually never see. Now the second gas gets thrown down at the same time as the tech lab. It is almost impossible that this is going to be a Banshee start. I'm curious what it will be instead. We have speed on the way of MyNameIs, and a couple of links take out the unbuildable rocks. Of course, not that big of a deal. Oh, we do see the swap. Okay, so he'll play a Banshee nonetheless, but there's just no gas for the cloak right now. That's going to delay his medevac production later on in the game. At least if he wants to get his 1-1 before he starts the medevac. So, a bit of an odd choice here. It could also, of course, just be a single Banshee without cloak. It is possible, it is viable, it is something that we've seen in the past. It's just not a very common build order. First Reaper and two Hellions are making their way across the map, trying to deal a bit of damage. Hellion 3 and 4 arrive over here as well. But they don't really manage to deal any damage whatsoever. Yeah, I think this is just going to be a single Banshee, right? No, now cloak starts. Oh my god, this is the latest cloak I've seen in my life. Djorix still wanting to go into that late cloak. No second Banshee. Oh, second Banshee is slightly supply blocked as this third depot was not quite in time. There's 6 Hellions on the map right now. Double Evo coming out of the Zerg player. And how aware is the Zerg of whatever is happening here? Well, he spotted I think he's seen that this was researching as well, right? Yeah, it looks to be that way. So the tech lab was researching cloak. Spores should go down at usually 4:45, 5 minutes into the game. Not quite the case here for the Zerg player. Hasn't taken any major damage yet. 8 cars will try to fight these queens. Big grenade, one of the Hellions goes down. Not a single one of these queens will fall. If these Banshees actually manage to deal any damage whatsoever, I'll be extremely surprised and perhaps even shocked. Now, this is what I was talking about. Because that second gas was so extremely late and because the cloak started so late, we now see that this starport just needs to chill over here before it can build the reactor, and that creates some extra delay for those first two medevacs to pop. Of course, 1-1 can start, barracks 4 and 5 are on the way already. Both of these Banshees are going to get spotted by these queens. They will start cloaking right at this moment. And as there's... Oh my god, he doesn't have a single spore in the natural yet. Lair isn't done either. So the natural is the weak spot. But Djorix too afraid to truly commit to something with these Banshees. We'll now try to fly in towards the third. Kind of in between these bases. Maybe can pick up a drone here. Yes, we'll manage to get one drone at least. It's the APM of both players floating around 300 so far. 60 workers out for Djorix. Where are all these workers? Oh, I guess a bunch of them are working. One of them is just relaxing in the main base for now. And so yeah, these are going to be some really late medevacs right now. Oi, 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 oi. That is painful to watch here. Usually first two medevacs should finish the latest at like 40-45 seconds in the 6-minute mark, so 6:45. They're going to start at this timing, so they'll be 30 seconds delayed. And as the opponent is playing a Mutalisk opener, any type of early damage that you can deal or any early timing that you can hit is going to be an important and powerful timing. Supplies are relatively close and more drones are being produced, starting to move over towards that fort base already. These two Banshees actually dealing a fair amount of damage as well, at least trying to deal a fair amount of damage. I got a couple of kills, I believe. 3 kills on the one, 3 kills on the other. As well, one more drone will fall and both Banshees will make it out alive, at least for now. Armory gets... What is this wall? Holy crap. He's going for a second layer as well, something you don't see every day. I kind of appreciate it though. Second layer of depots here. This is an absolutely insanely massive wall. He's never going to get supply locked either anymore. He's building 3 depots at the same time. 138 out of 181. Hellions on the right side will take out a couple of creep tumors. These Hellions will start working on that. Banshee still idling in this dead space. The first 2 medevacs now on the map. Where are the tanks? The tanks are, well, sitting back home, making sure that nothing weird happens at home. These Marines try to clear something, but will need to get picked up. So the medevacs drop over on the other side of this little... I don't even know what this is. What is this? It's like an arm? Like a tunnel? This is what a... like the underground Nidus network looks like or something like that, but looks kind of weird. First few medevacs or first few Mutalisks are now coming out. Might be capable of stopping these medevacs from dealing too much more damage. Banshees also should get taken out pretty soon. I'm not quite sure what these Mutalisks are doing right now. Should be looking for medevacs or for Banshees, but it seems like both will get to escape for free. And as these Mutalisks now pop out, the question is, what will the response out of Djorix be? Is he going to start moving on the map, splitting his army, or will he be a sitting duck, just defending back at home, hoping to one day move out with a maxed army? That is of course going to be the question. 179 supply for the Terran, 162 for the Zerg, who's floating a fair amount as well. Creep spread on the right side is looking somewhat healthy, towards the middle is looking okay, but towards that 5th base truly is lacking. As Djorix decides to completely move out with his main army here. Starts getting a little bit aggressive onto the map. Needs to always keep something at home. Extra turrets are being produced right now as well. 2-2 halfway done. Fort base flying over as well. And I think this fort base might actually get stopped from landing. A couple of these workers will also die. There's not enough Marines to truly hold this, but with the Hellions arriving back home, I do believe that Djorix is going to be safe. Now 2-2 is about to finish up, and as he just managed to hit max as well, I do believe that a push out would be a wonderful thing to do. How many Marines is this? This is 66 Marines. 3 mines in this army. 5 mines total. A Thor joining in as well. Barracks 5, 6 and 7 haven't even started yet. That is obviously a mistake here. The money is there, and that extra production, especially the tech lab extra production, is going to be necessary. These banelings are hitting big on the Marines currently. This left side base might still be in a bit of trouble though with these mines moving forward. Can we get a split? Yes, we can get a split. Not the cleanest split, but it will do the trick for now. There's still a single mine sitting here. 1 more mine in the back. 2 new mines are moving forward. With the drilling claws, they will be able to burrow rather fast. Mura's going absolutely ham in the 3rd base at the same time, and Djorix in a world of trouble right now. Might be capable of taking out this base, but at what cost? He's losing a lot of workers at home. He's losing a lot of everything at home. The Thor will be the hero that might be capable of saving the command center, and at the same time this 5th gets taken out. So, well, I don't think this is worth it for Djorix. I really don't think it is, especially... Oh my, never mind. If he kills all of these Mutalisks, that would be a huge deal. A bunch of Mutas will end up falling here, and we see 15 Mutas have gone down already. What should have been good for the Zerg right now, well, it still is good for the Zerg. The worker count is very high. There's a lot of money in the bank. The bank is good, but the injections haven't been that clean. Even with the macro hatchery, the Zerg has not been capable of spending all of his money. He should be up in supply, but currently he's down 1700, well, 1500 minerals still in the bank, with a lot more to come in quickly. 10 mutas being produced at a time, 11 more drones going up to 96 workers. At the same time, a 6th base is being taken here as Djorix decides to move towards the far right side of the map. And that means that these creep tumors are going to be in danger. If you can clear the creep near this tower, this position becomes very powerful for Terran usually. No 5th base on the way yet. Finally, these extra barracks are being added. This should have probably happened about a minute and a half ago. Back up to 73 workers is Djorix here, as these barracks actually are going to get cancelled. A 4th cancel, the bottom base will get taken out, and that means that it's going to be 5 base against 4 base for a little bit longer. But with the poor production out of Djorix, I would not recommend him taking any fights in this moment, as there's just not the reproduction capabilities that the Zerg does have. Of course, that is given the Zerg does manage to inject properly this time around. More hatcheries going up, one in the very top left. This position is not being broken yet either. The baneling splits, well, they're not perfect, but they will have to do as this push gets cleaned up. Mutas return back home as well, and the Zerg looks to be in a fantastic position. Not quite represented in the in the supply, but I do believe his position is superior to the Terran position here. The lack of a 5th base, the lack of these extra barracks, the fact that there's 10 gases going right now, basically infinite baneling production. Hive is already done as well. 3-3 not that far behind. If you're a Lingbane Muta player and you're not that far behind in 3-3, that is usually a very good thing. Ultralisk Cavern on the way as well, and that should fix the larva issue that MyNameIs has been having so far this game. Because Ultralisks are very larva efficient, of course. You build 3 Ultralisks and all your money has been spent, and it only costs you 3 larva. How a single Ultra fits in the egg, the little cocoon of a larva, that is a physics question that has not quite been answered yet, at least not in a satisfactory way. I mean, it fits 2 links in it and an entire Ultralisk. The logic there is, well, it doesn't quite match up. Couple more banelings trying to connect with these marines right now. Drone transfer is going to get caught. This will alert Djorix to the fact that there is a base on the very top left. As he continues moving forward, pours in front, trying to tank as much as he can. And these Thors do a darn good job at that. There's not that many marines here though. I think a lot of the army is still stuck at home. A couple of marines in the back will try to keep these mines safe. No, they're going to go towards the top side, cancel that 6th base. I wouldn't mind a double drop heading towards the bottom at the same time. You know that base is going to be retaken, and a double drop could do so much here for the Terran player. Mine count still very high, also being employed aggressively, of course. Pure Muta Ultra Lingbane versus Bio seems to be the theme of the game so far. These Mutas have been hit by these mines. No major kills, just 2 kills on the one and 1 kill on the other. Ooh. Medevacs flirting with death there. Well, flirting with these Mutalisks, but the Mutalisks just fly away. Afraid of any love in their life. The Medevac pilot waved at them and they did not wave back. 5th base now being taken. That means that we have a 5 base versus 5 base situation. These mines are, well, they're gonna get taken out before they get to shoot. I like how the Zerg is controlling this, and as I say, that's going to lose 1 Mutalisk. Only a single turret at this base means that most likely this base is going to fall, or at least the SCVs are going to fall. The turret does not even get repaired either. There's not enough Marauders in this army because these extra barracks with the tech labs were so late. And that's a real issue right now as Ultras are out. Chitin is plating, however, not quite done yet before that fight. 4 more Ultras are on the way, but there's a big army on the doorstep. Lots of medevacs. Personal healing going on over here for these Marauders, for these Marines. There's what, 10, 12 medevacs right now. 11 medevacs against with a very small bio army. Good target fire. I think he managed to take out a lot of the Banes over there. A couple more Banes trying to roll in, but the control out of Djorix so far has been good. Will get cleaned up in the end, and the Mutas take out the top left side base. So once again, we have a 4 base versus 4 base scenario. With a superior worker count for the Zerg. With a superior army for the Zerg. With a superior economy for the Zerg. It's just everything is good here for the Zerg. Except the creep spread. Creep spread, especially on the far right side, is lacking. Well, there's not even a far right side with creep because, well, this is completely devoid of any creep whatsoever. Thor will be able to finally force these mutas away. Taking out these mutas, or at least forcing them towards a different location, might be very helpful. Some marines do get taken out. More mutas in production. +3 almost done as well for these mutalisks. They'll be so quick at taking out turrets here. Oh, 2 mines. Will they be able to help out? Will they be able to do a lot? No, not that much. If these turrets can get taken out, that would be huge. But the control on the links in this run by was just simply not good enough. And as a result, they will all die, and the turrets will stay alive for now. Banelings are going to connect with a large portion of this army. Mutalisks flying into mines. Need to be very careful. Good detonations there. Very good. Triggering the detonations with a couple of links. 5th base is on the way right now, and although the supply is favoring Djorix, I'm not quite so sure if the situation is favoring Djorix as well. His army is quite large. He is trying to get a 5th base once again, but it is important that that 5th base manages to stabilize for a little bit longer. A couple of depots are going to get taken out here. No, Mutaman decides to return back home as MyNameIs is floating a bit of money. Perhaps not quite sure what he wants to spend his money on. Could be investors, could be a couple of extra ultras. I wouldn't mind a queen or two to resume that creep spread that honestly hasn't been resumed in the past 4 or 5 minutes. 6th base once again is being taken as a Liberator moves into position to start harassing. Big drone transfer towards the bottom right side as well. What do we have in production? Carapace upgrades for the air, as well as 2 more Ultralisk. Mine is barely not going to hit. Thor's in the back dealing a lot of damage. These Banelings are going to connect, but there's nothing really to connect with. And they'll just find a couple of Marauders. Lynx trying to move in right now as well. There's so much healing going on still. These Marauders are dealing a fantastic amount of damage. Mines moving forward. 36 Lynx on the way. The problem with these Marauder heavy armies is that if you don't have enough Marines, something like a mass Lynx around can actually be very annoying to play against. Mutas moving towards the bottom right side will take out both of these Liberators. And that should help MyNameIs in getting these bottom bases set up. Now it sucks that he loses 1 base here, but he just keeps expanding towards the bottom right, and I'm kind of down with it. We need to set up a counterattack at some point though. I think he needs to kill some type of reinforcement just at any point in the game. We now have the pathogen glands research, and infestors with fungal growth most likely are on the way. This is a very big move, because this is going to force Djorix's hand. It's going to say, hey, you either need to all-in into the Zerg right now, who has Banelings, who has Ultras, all on creep, or you need to go home. And Djorix decides to keep going forward, and perhaps that was a mistake, as these Ultras are dishing out a fair amount of damage. These couple of Marauders actually get to stay alive for now. Somewhat surprising. Mutas come flying back home as well. Lynx, Ultras, there's not enough Marauders here. There's absolutely no way that this army ever gets to see home again. And with the Mutas coming home as well, I think these final Marines will get cleaned up. You can just straight up engage into this with the Mutas. If all of these Medevacts will fall, that would be a huge loss here. A very expensive loss for Djorix, and I think every single one will go down. As Djorix right now working off of 0 Medevacts. Still 75 army supply, still decent upgrades. There are Thors being built, more Medevacts in production. Income is completely even, but there's not a single bit of gas in the income department here for Djorix. Pure mineral. Pure mineral. That means that soon all he will be capable of producing is going to be Marines. And that's a real issue, because he needs these Medevacts, he needs these mines, and he needs Marauders. He has 8 Marauders, there's 3 Ultralisks. Now the Ultralisk against 8 Marauders, I do believe that 8 Marauders will be plenty for now. But if that Ultra count starts growing, you're going to require more. Mutalisk picking up reinforcements, exactly what they should be doing. Maybe can even take out a Medevac here. Every stim that gets used is just so big right now. And I think Djorix is aware of that. I'm not sure if MyNameIs is aware of that. Oh no, not all of the Mutas. 4, 5, 6 Mutas just end up going down right in that moment as Djorix continues his rampage on the map. It's going to just move back a little bit, it feels like. 59 workers against 59. Extra command centers are flying over right now as both players completely expanding in a line. We do see a ballsy base here being taken for MyNameIs. The Mutalisks, they're the only thing really keeping him in the game at this point. 28 more Lynx on the way. There are a couple of infestors which can change the tide of any fight. Oh, but it's going to be so hard. It is going to be so darn hard here to get a good fight for the Zerg player. The good thing is there's not that many orbital commands, and that means that scans are going to be scarce as well. There comes one scan. Can we get a fungal? Ooh, that's a pretty decent fungal. That is a pretty decent fungal. Lots of banelings are going to find connection. Only 2 medeffects with this army. One more fungal. That fungal does nothing. Do we have one more left? Yes, one more fungal left. Hits these medeffects. Mutalisk coming back home. And Djorix right now absolutely dead. With nothing left on the map except 1 Marauder and 5 Marines. And I'm afraid that this is going to be it. His income is slightly higher. This base is secure. But these mutas have free reign right now. They literally can do whatever they want. MyNameIs has a lot of bases. He can drone up again to 65, 75. I think maybe even go up to 80, 82 at this point. I mean, he has a lot of different bases. He can start taking this forward base as well. There are infestors out, which are going to be great in the defense. His army supply is larger. The medevac count is pathetic. It's at 0 currently. That is as pathetic as it gets. And Djorix, well, he continues expanding forward, but this should really not be possible. It's weird because it feels like MyNameIs doesn't realize that it just completely won a fight. In the type of fight where afterwards you just attack your opponent into their natural, or at least you try to deny a base on the outsides, on the suburbs of the Terran city. Was that both medeffects going down there, by the way? I didn't quite see it. I think one of the medeffects did go down, maybe even both. Yeah, this army is just so low. 2 more infestors coming in. Can be spotted, of course, that movement underground. A single scan would be so helpful, but once again... Oi, 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 oi. Yeah, I mean, if these fungals hit, that would be game. That would actually just be game. Oh! Both of them get targeted down before they get the fungal off. A little bit of a mistake there out of MyNameIs, and without fungals, this arm... Good lord, what was that? Well, it misses the fungal and hits the ground. I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense, not the fungal for fun. The Zerg gets smart and Terran is done. So much to do, so much to see. We have 2 medeffects still going strong. The army supply is pretty large right now. These mutas actually dealing so much freaking damage. Do we have the upgrades for the turrets? Yes, we have. No repair being used though. The extra range on the turret is really, really nice. Just that 1 extra range on the turret is so helpful. Oh no, not again. MyNameIs. 4 or 5 mutas are going to get taken out. Is there a Thor here with this army? If there was, yeah, we immediately see a Thor in production. And right now, Djorix wishes he could warp in Thors. Still going to corner all of these mutalisks. As, well, this army needs to pull this out of position. Now, she's going to lose every single muta. This game is just switching back and forth. And this is what I was hoping for. Is... At this level, there's always the comeback potential. You always have a chance to come back into the game because people just make slightly more mistakes. Sure, this is a good level Grandmaster, but losing this many mutas definitely is not the optimal play. I can guarantee you that. A couple of fungals are going to hit, as Djorix says, well, you just had a big loss. Let me see if I can equal up the game once again. I don't think the answer is quite yes. Good lord, that's a lot of fungals. Medevacs are out healing the fungal damage just ever so slightly, and I just don't think there's going to be enough here for MyNameIs to truly hold. Djorix continues moving in, and these ultras and infestors are the only thing that really remains defensively. Without any mutas though, there is nothing you can really do. The mutas were the glue that kept this game together for MyNameIs, and now that the glue is gone, this is just starting to fall apart completely. 2 overseers get taken out by a single mine shot. It's going to be the happiest mine ever, taking revenge for his many friends that got spotted by one of the overseers. 13 banelings on the way, but the baneling is a rather explosive unit. It's a unit that has 1 go, and that is it. Now that MyNameIs is being slightly outmined, and he already has a smaller army, with banelings it's just going to be very hard to get a fight that will allow him to continue pushing, especially if this fight is not going to be on creep. There's still a little bit of creep here. Banelings trying to connect, but there's so many marauders right now, and I do believe that Djorix really has this game. Infestors not with this army will come in from the side. Couple of big fungals, of course, and anything is possible. Oh, another fungal hits. These ultras are actually going to keep going. 2-3 fungals hitting there in a row. Ultras get taken out. Scan as the mine from downtown manages to hit all of these infestors as well. There's a couple more mines in the back, and I really do believe that MyNameIs is completely dead at this point. Drones have been burrowed, bases have been taken for Djorix, and these are the last mining bases left for the Zerg player. Infestor's on Burrow, the final fungal, and this should absolutely be it. So there's just nothing left. 24 links, and I mean, there's 12 Marauders, 10 Marines, 13 mines, almost a mine per ling at this point. And this actually should be a G. Single G gets called as Djorix wins this game on 2K Atmosphere. It's a very entertaining game, I have to admit. Extremely entertaining game of TVZ. Back and forth, lots of action, and just action-packed, and no ghost, no tanks, just pure Marine Marauder and Thor against Lingbane Muta Ultra Infestor. Exciting stuff. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this game, be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section, and I can look if I can get more of these like low Grandmaster, mid Grandmaster games from Europe and perhaps even North America. Don't really have a lot of mid Grandmaster Korean friends, but maybe I can ask some anyway and see if there's anything there. I think it's kind of interesting to see, and these games, especially the longer games, they tend to be super action-packed and extremely entertaining, at least in my opinion. But of course, if you guys don't like it, then I'll stay away from them. For now though, thanks for watching, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.